Okay, so let's try and get a handle on this meta, shall we? Hello, 15 Ford, welcome in. Before Dawn, Stabber, hey. Hey, Moo. What are you still doing up? It's like 1,000,000,000 o'clock where you are. Hey, Hogwazi. What are your first thoughts on the cup? What's going to be good? What can be avoided? Mr. Wanderson, hey. It does seem crazy. What have you seen in it so far? And is there going to be a centralizing Pokemon in this meta? Politoed everywhere? Mons. Just Mons. Yeah, I need to build a Politoed. Actually, I have not built one yet. About to go to sleep, and thank you for the shout out. Yeah, definitely go check out Legendary Moo. Very good battler. Pelipper has potential. Okay, so we've had Politoed, Pelipper, Mandibuzz, Vig. Toxie's the best fighter. Yeah, I like that, because how many confusion users are there? Lilybear says, pretty sure I can't build a Politoed? I have... Well, I do have a Politoed already, rank 642. But I also have one that I can build, which is rank 11. And I've got the candy for it. Interesting. So yeah, how many, like, psychic users are there? Zen Headbutt, we don't count that. Psyshock. So Ninetales with Powder Snow Psyshock might be able to counter the Tox if it gets a Psyshock through, but what is it? How many Powder Snows does it take to get to a Psyshock? What is it, like 40 energy for Psyshock? So, 5 Powder Snows. 10 turns. So, well before a Sludge Bomb. But yeah, there's really not too much Psychic counter going on against Tox. So what about Flying? We got Mandibuzz, Skarmory, Manta. There's a bit more here. But Tox can definitely fight back against all of these, except maybe Skarmory. Skarmory is probably harder than the others. What if you run Dynamic Punch? I mean, it still loses that Skarmory. Toxie's going in your team. Wanderson says, and this cup has 5 fighters banned. That is a big deal. So that's why the normals are ranked so highly. I have a Poliwag that's ranked 17 Toad, and it requires 137 candy without the second move, and I have 21 candy. Toxie straight Mud Bomb and Outpace. Are we talking the Ninetales? Let's find out. So Mud Bomb's doing 30% damage to a Ninetales, the Alolan Ninetales. Obviously, one Psyshock is going to rip it apart. So yeah, it needs a lot more. even... What if it was at a mud bomb already? I doubt even that would work. Oh, okay, yeah, so if it, in the one shield, fires the mud bomb straight away and then gets to a sludge bomb. So, if... yeah, so it needs a shield advantage to win that one. And without baiting... yeah, same thing. So with or without baiting, it'll win the same shield scenarios. Mr. Wanderson doesn't like Skarm. There's way better steel types. What do we have in the steel category? Registeel? How are you liking Registeel? Is that an option? We got Lucario, which is another good fighter. Toxicroak would kick Lucario's butt. So I'm agreeing with you. Toxicroak. I'm liking Toxicroak. And it's going to beat all these steals except the Skarmory. How does Lucario go against Skarmory? I feel like Skarm would still have that one. Ooh, Lucario's got the one shield. A power-up punch and a Shadow Ball. Okay, so it can't survive a charge move, which you could probably guess about the Lucario. Sky Attack doing just over half damage. Brave Bird taking out pretty much a full Lucario. Yeah, for the Ninetales match. Yep. Alright, CMU. Reggie Strong. Reggie, Excadrill, and Ferrothorn is your... oh, so... I was going to say, is that your team? But no, that's just the viable steel types. Okay, so... what I might do is... let's go to the team builder now. Labyrinth Cup. And I always like to show Shadow Pokemon, show XL Pokemon, and keep it with average shields and baiting. Let's also extend it to 40. Now let's start with Toxicroak. And that's fine. Alolan Marowak is listed as the best counter to it. Tropius, Diggersby, Ninetales. Okay, I don't think anyone has an XL Lickitung, so we can forget about that. Snowy Castform, Regirock. This might be a good month for Regirock. Interesting. A lot of the Pokemon that pair well with Toxicroak seem to also be countered by Marowak. So that Politoed is there too. There's nothing there's nothing that's like a solid pair together in that. You can't use the Garbage Man. Which one's the garbage man? Garbador. Ford 15 says, surprisingly, with a 1 mudshot lead, Excadrill can beat Shadow, Kanto, Ninetales in the 1 shield. That's a good, spicy little nugget. So, let's try Excadrill in here. Now, I know Excadrill is very, very flaky. It'll faint to a scratch. But I like this pairing of Excadrill with a Abomasnow. Vigoroth would be the main counter for both of those. So any fighter, really. So, yeah. That coverage is still F. Interesting, Registeel still beats it. Use the Zebra. Alright, let's just throw in the Zebra just to take a look at it. So, Zeb, Striker, just straight electric. Now that coverage is still at F. What else do we have to look out for here? Still the Vigoroth, still the Lickitung, still the Registeel, Abomasnow, Obsidian, Lucario. Okay, so now if we add in the Tox. Oopsies. There we go. Alright, now we're up to a C in coverage. Still terrible, terrible bulk. Yeah, we're still running into a Shadow Ninetales problem. Vigoroth is still a problem. Good to know that Tox does beat the Vigoroth. I am liking that Tox. I think that's the best thing we've found so far. If we go back to the rankings, Wireless is a cool little pick. Let's oops. Let's see what those biggest threats to Toxicroak were. Awak, Tropius, Diggersby, A-Tails, Whiscash, Mandibuzz. Need a strong anti-fighter. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So Alolan Ninetales is looking like one of our better picks for that, but then that core shares a big weakness with Alolan Marowak. Hey, Ping. Yeah, I know. That's why we're here, Ping. To try and get a handle on this. Because, yeah, I need the help too. So if we if we put in the A-tails, obviously AWAC will be our biggest problem. Still getting an F for coverage. Wow. And so we've eliminated Poison, Fighting, Fairy, and Ice from that mix. And then Wireless is up there. So Wireless is looking like my favourite Marowak counter at the moment. A Politoed is another option. Wireless is going to be weak to your fighters. So I feel like everyone's going to have a fighter. At least one fighter. We're getting better. Still losing to Skarmory, Sableye, Raichu, Zebstrika, Gallade, Luxray, Luxio. I mean, so some of those are Pokemon that we don't need to worry about. Hey, it's Throwback. Whiscash. So we don't have a, I guess, there won't be too many grasses probably, so if we try the Whiscash in there, not Wishcash, that's the problem that everyone makes. So we are encountering a Ninetales problem, a Skarmory problem. Politoed beats us. Jellicent is a problem. Sableye, Wormadam, Suicune, Gallade. I feel like Mr. Rhyme, apart from Mr. Rhyme, I feel like that is a more meta-relevant list of Pokemon that we have trouble with than when we had Politoed. Alright, now, we are having a guest to help us with this, and that is NotRobMay, who I'm being told is ready. So give me a second while I get Rob on, and I'll be back once we handle that.
Hello?
Ahoy hoy.
Hello?
Alright, just putting your camera up.
Gross.
Gross. Stumpy with the subscription. My man. We have a shout out for Stumpy. Number... What are you at in Australia, Stumpy? Number 3 in Australia?
For level?
No, as in like 3rd ranked in the country. Like the global rankings.
On Silph?
Yeah.
I could be first in Japan, and I'd also be the only one.
I feel like D Kokoro would have something to say about that.
Listen, I don't have any problem dealing with Dylan.
You let me handle Dylan.
He may have something to say, but I'm gonna shut it down.
Well, I mean, last time I talked to you about that, you were telling me, oh, yep, I got my ass handed to me.
That's because I didn't play Dylan.
Ah, there we go.
Totally joking, though.
Yes, he is number 3.
Dylan put me in. There's a couple of guys that are in there. They're pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, the Asia Pacific champion for season 2 was from Japan, Meron P.
Medon?
Meron.
Is it Meron?
Yes.
Or Melon? Okay, yeah. Misspelled melon. That's pretty good.
Stumpy says he's 2 in the country if we don't count the guy from Chile, because there's some guy who's inexplicably he's played some tournaments in Australia, but he actually lives in Chile or something like that. So he's listed on the Australian rankings, and he's obviously very good. So he was number 1 for ages.
Huh.
Oh, and Rob with the subscription, thank you.
It's on NotRobMay, mate.
I'm thanking you anyway. Take my thank you.
Okay. I have to.
Hey, Todd.
How'd you enjoy your session this last week, mate? I always like that.
D&D session?
If I can. Yeah, because I get to detox with the other players a little bit, but
Sure.
I intake half of that sometimes, and the other half I'm too sleepy to deal with it. And Carrie stayed up with them until 4 in the morning, my time, playing Final Fantasy, and
Nice.
I was in bed and very low functioning adult.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I can't imagine staying up that late for much.
But yeah, I could not sleep, so I kindly sat up in bed and asked her, "It's 4 in the morning. Can you please get off?" And she's like, "Yes, I can. It's a reasonable request to make it 4 in the morning." I was like, "Yeah, I don't know what is what is an unreasonable request at 4 in the morning besides can you go get me food at the convenience store?"
Yeah, anything involving stopping anything is a reasonable request.
Right.
I struggle with how slowly things get done.
You're not alone. Because I'm the dungeon master and I'm sitting here just like twiddling my thumbs half the game.
I did notice that. I noticed that there was that point where you're like, okay, I need to take a breath. I need to just slow down.
It's like you guys were going so slow that all of the stuff that I had thought that I had prepared, once we finally got to it, I was like, I'm not prepared to answer that question.
Right.
Or I got a little aggravated with my map as well because for some fucking reason they decided to update the map and also make it so that not only can all of the players see the tokens, which they're supposed to see, but they can see the nameplates in the initiative order and on the map. And I'm like, you don't even know who this is. Why can you see their name? That's like, what the hell?
What jerks?
So I was just getting overly like tilted by little thing there, and then I was also kind of upset pretty much the whole week when I was preparing because I saw that the map had said, okay, here's what the players see, this is all the stuff that they can do, and I'm like, yes, I understand all of this shit, but like this whole compound has no goddamn lights and none of my party has dark vision, and if they did, outside of a blizzard, they can't see a fucking thing outside of 60 feet. How the hell can they see this place? Like, so I'm just like, you know what? Let's try and see how unplayable or playable this is when they can't see. And it turns out it's actually pretty intense. You guys can't see anything.
Yeah. I could see a space that big.
Yeah, it's like, it's highly restrictive for people with dark vision and nigh impossible without it, especially if you have to creep, because none of y'all want to light a torch, right? You're like, your whole purpose is following somebody that ran away from town, so you don't want them to know.
I suggested that, and everyone's like, "Oh no, too dangerous."
Well, they were right.
Okay.
That guy in the bunker would have started shooting you guys from 600 feet away. He can see all of you.
Okay. Nice.
Clear as day.
Good decision, team.
Yeah. but at least they were right on that aspect. I'm not saying they're right in other stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
That's just the thing that came up that they were right about that you mentioned.
All right, so
yeah.
so far for this cup, we have established that there is very, very few fighters, and of those fighters, Toxicroak seems to be the most desirable one because it's the fighter that beats other fighters. The other fighters you got Lucario. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of fighters, but
beats all the other fighters and doesn't flat out get wrecked by Charm.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what you've. Oh, hang on, let me share my screen.
I'm just watching it on the stream. That's all right.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, this is what you've got fighting wise. Hitmontop is the highest ranked.
What?
Yeah.
Double nuke Hitmontop. All right.
Lucario, Machoke, Shadow Machoke with that new Karate Chop. Cross Chop is also Legacy though. National Bowler, good morning.
Cross Chop's not Legacy. Oh no, sorry.
On
I
Machoke.
thought you said Karate Chop's Legacy. My bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, it's so weird because Cross Chop is Legacy on Machoke, but Karate Chop is Legacy on Machamp.
Which, like Shadow Machamp with Karate Chop, it'd be just throwing out those cross chops like nobody's business.
It would hurt.
Yeah. Chestnut, that's an interesting one that I hadn't thought of.
I don't like it because it shares the dual type with fighting. So you lose the charm and you lose the ice. It doesn't matter what version of Ninetales you see, it's gonna hurt.
And the double weakness to flying is going to be a massive pain in the ass. Thank you for the follow, Chasing Polaris. Welcome to the stream.
But yeah, I think Toxie is actually the best of these.
Yeah, so
Hitmonchan has a lot of play though. Like that's not something you want to sleep on.
Shadow Hypnon-chan. All right, so what moveset are you going to run with it?
Let's see. I think you can't. Here, I have to pull this up now.
You can go the double punch. You can go power up punch, thunder punch. It's got close combat, which would hurt a lot.
Like you need the ice punch for this wireless, I think, and the Mandibuzz.
How popular do you think they're going to be?
Wireless is ranked 3 overall.
Yeah, but you can only go his wireless or Mandibuzz. You can't go both.
Correct, but if you're running up against other teams that aren't running wireless, then they would probably have Mandibuzz, and that gives you 2 coverage options against different teams.
Sure.
And it helps you fight back against Diggersby.
Well, I mean, even just counter will be able to deal with Diggersby pretty well.
Well, I'm just trying to think of an excuse for you to run Pup.
Well, what would Thunder Punch be good for?
In the key wins category, nothing.
Yeah.
Alola Ninetales, maybe? With Powder?
Maybe. I mean, you'd prefer Fire Punch
if
for
you're
that
a
one.
Shadow and you hit a Pup that's shielded, that is disgusting.
You know what? I'm thinking Fire Punch, Ice Punch. That would have a major problem with Marowak. But
listen, if this is a Shadow with 20% bonus and you're giving it a +1, that is gross. Like you build up to 1 punch, and they have no idea which one of the 3 that you're gonna throw at them, and you Pup them, they're gonna be like, "What?
Just gonna get quits.
What did you just do to me?" Now that said, the second you Pup that game, for the rest of the series of that game, you got 1 shot. to make it count.
One opportunity.
But that said, if you have Ice Punch, that's like the major coverage move, so to speak, right? So like you could throw Ice Punch most of the time and be all right. The only situation I'd say, if you want to just go crazy, you can throw in a close combat and have it as a closer as a possible.
You are getting decent wins against a lot of the top 40 here.
With Pup.
Yeah, Pup Ice Punch.
With the double punch.
This is Pup Ice Punch. Let me compare that to Toxicroak. Yeah, I get it, mate.
I'm pretty sure you're winning a lot of the matchups because the counter damage, right?
Okay, so Diggersby's going to beat Toxicroak because of that poison typing.
Yeah, he's just going to go to town. Shadow Politoed starts introducing a problem here. But the Shadow Politoed's not a problem at all if you run Thunder Punch too, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's really relevant.
But also, I also don't think Shadow Politoed's going to be a huge... You're going to see a huge amount of that. Shadow Dragonair and Dragonite. You'd prefer Hitmonchan for that one. Yeah, so it's really all those dragons.
Do you need the Ice Punch for them?
Yeah.
No matter how you cut it.
Yeah. So Ice Punch is guaranteed. Ice Punch is staying.
All right, so you guys got it, right? You want to run Spice? You pick Hitmonchan. You pick Shadow Hitmonchan, and then you pick Ice Punch, and then you set up a pinwheel and you spin it. And good luck. And pray you don't get Brick Break because you're gonna have to invest your elite TMs on
it. Is Brick Break Legacy?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
cool. I saw it earlier when we were on the other page.
Yeah, one of the worst moves in the world. It's
maybe run a monotype based team. Have you looked at my Jumbo matchups yet?
Nope. Let's do that now.
You can't have me on and not do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think the nerf kind of...
Jump. No, that's not right.
Yeah, well...
One day.
I'm going to spell it right one day. Tablata.
Hey, alright, well...
How are you chilling on my channel? Oh, you know what? I need to actually put this on my Discord and on my Twitter. That's why people miss it.
Was chilling on Rob's channel. Just hanging out there waiting for him to show up. Never got a decent Shadow Hitmonchan. Yeah, I don't. I think I've got a few Shadow Hitmonchans I could take a look at. I so far have not built a Shadow Pokemon for PvP. Worried about the meta? I don't know about worried. I think it would just be really, really interesting. I think we'll get a lot of variety on teams, which is like, that's my metric for how good a meta is how much variety there is on people's teams. Did not see anything in Discord, but figured something was up when you weren't streaming on your channel by 5 AM. Checked Twitter, and here I am. I'm glad you found us. We're going to maybe talk about a little Love Cup. We can add a bit in there. We can...
I did a little bit of a prequel Search and Destroy with my man Koro a little bit before this, so we came up with a couple options.
On Love Cup?
Yeah.
Love Cup isn't available yet on PV Poke?
Yes, it is.
It is too. But Belly, what are you talking about?
Rubelli means it's not available right now on the game.
It's oh, yeah. Yep.
It's not available for another 2 weeks.
Cool.
All right, I've tweeted it out and put it in my Discord for the limited amount of people that will see it, so hopefully we'll get a boost here.
Awesome. Thanks for that. Okay, so Tangrowth.
What's a Tangrowth?
It's the English form of Majumbo.
Oh.
So,
Right.
Thank you for the follow, Valar the Great.
Wait. The X is good, right?
I have got it the other way around. So it's column versus row. So the circles are good for Tengra, for Majumbo.
Okay. I was like, I'm about 98% certain that it loses to Mandibuzz, Vigoroth, and Swilus.
Yeah. And you were
I'm
right.
pretty sure you can't beat a Registeel with Power Whips. Even
Like, wait.
Like,
When does Majumbo beat Skarmory?
I thought it got nerfed.
So you lived pretty hard to a
Full
Bomber
disclosure, you're
Stone.
gonna want to check out the Diggersby matchup here, because the health that
XL?
you have left after, yeah, that one and the regular one, you're gonna be able to exit that positive, but very low.
Well, it's looking like you got almost like half your health left in this one.
Yes, but if they're bringing in a hard counter, that health pool is not gonna probably get you to a Power Whip if you need it. It might, right? Because if you look at the sim here,
Yeah.
you go Rock Slide and then Power
And then
Whip
Power
to
Whip.
win it, because you have to get the.
Let's turn off baiting.
You have to get the bait. But if you throw the Rock Slide here, no, you don't have to turn off baiting for this, because the Rock Slide build up is gonna. It looks like the sims are gonna build up to both abilities either way, and the next one costs the same energy. So. I don't remember how many it is. Let's see. I think it's 6, or is it 5? First one. 2. Okay, so it's 7, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So it looks like they built up to 7, which is correct, and then 6 is the next one. So it's 7 then 6 if you throw Rock Slide first on the Power Whip. If you throw Rock Slide again, then it's 7 then 6 for the Rock Slide because you have extra energy. So
then. How many super hard counters are we expecting to see?
We have to go
back to Skarmory's one.
Check, but I'm just saying, like, this is going to be really relevant if you expect to see a lot of Diggersby.
So the one that I was seeing pop up was a Alolan Marowak. So let's click on that and put in a Alolan Marowak.
You get two, I believe. 2 in the 1. And if you shield a Bone Club, you're screwed. Pretty sure that's how it goes.
So I've got no shields because we started with the 1 shields and then used both of our shields. And okay, so we are getting off 1 Rock Slide, taking them down below half HP.
Yeah, but like I said before, you're gonna get to the Rock Slide. It's the question is if you're gonna need to get the Power Whip off before you go down.
So
look at how much energy he has.
What hard counters would come in that you need the Power Whip over the Rock Slide?
Let's see here.
Let me go to the rankings here. So, actually, let's go to the team builder and see from that list. So, does Wireless you prefer Rock Slide? Vigoroth? Well, that's not a hard counter.
I don't know if they necessarily bring in a hard counter. Are you expecting a lot of Wigglytuff leads?
Probably not.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess you're not really gonna need it. Pelipper is the only one that I can think of off the top of my head.
You prefer Rock Slide over Power Whip for that one?
Do you?
Yeah, because Power Whip's neutral.
Oh, that's true, eh?
Alolan Ninetales you prefer Rock Slide. Abomasnow you prefer Rock Slide.
Yeah, it looks like only the neutral ones.
Yeah. And that's what Rock Slide is there for. It's that coverage against the counters.
Yeah. Yep. So unless you want to run Majumbo in the back as your closer, which is kind of a weird thing to do, but you can do it. You could also run it as an opener. If you run it as an opener and they want to stay.
Which, yeah, I don't mind that.
Do that. But I've only ever seen Majumbo used as a safe switch because it is absolute filth. You get 1 Vine Whip in, that means you got 6 more to go. It's like Frostlass. It's just it's a Grasslass. You put it that way.
Grasslass. I love it.
Grassless.
It's
Frostbite
ranked
is flat out
117th as a
better,
closer.
I think, because Avalanche didn't get nerfed.
Alright, let's check out safe switches. Oh, okay, well, Vigoroth, of course, is going to be your number one. Interestingly, you can't use any more of these normals if you're on Vigoroth, though. Garvantula.
So interesting.
Yeah.
If they have a Diggersby, you are screwed.
Yep. Garvantula does well against Tox, though, doesn't it? Just because of the power of that Volt Switch.
Against Toxicroak?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, you need shields.
Like,
one mud shot.
Do you expect to see? Like, do you expect to see Alolan Marowak as a safe switch?
Yeah.
Because it's not even listed on that page, you know.
Which
start going down a bit.
Which Marowak?
Find them. Yeah.
As a safe switch.
No, not on this page. I mean the other page.
Yeah.
Safe switches.
Let's see. Yeah.
You're gonna have to go down a bit.
Ranked number 37
I don't know why.
as a safe switch.
Yeah, I don't know why it goes way down here. Politoed also seems to be pretty good. In general.
Thanks for the follow, Nikovic. Yeah, Politoed does seem to be pretty good. Bruce prefers the term grass ass.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you what you thought about Laren.
Oh yeah, that had a great showing in Ferocious Cup. It was a great.
They're gonna remove Bastiodon. That's the next best thing.
Yeah, so it was a fantastic charm counter. Has that same problem as Bast, where it just gets destroyed by your fighters.
Right, but that's what you're hoping for, right? You don't want to line it up there.
Yeah.
You either lead it or you focus it in the blast for favorable matchups, like they're safe swapping at Wigs, then great, that's over. You know, that nightmare's over.
Alright, so let's check out
Labyrinth. I have my team. I said that last night if you missed it on the stream, but I'm running the same team I finished with last time.
For Ultra League.
Yeah. Also, Fish, I don't know if you know this. I checked my game last night. I have a rank 1 Laren.
Oh, nice.
I'm showing it on my screen now.
Yep, that is a rank 1. You went line.
It is a machine.
I have a rank 7.
Seem to be looking pretty mean.
Alright, so what I'll do to test that out is I'm going to multi-battle Diggersby.
Throw Politoed in there for my amusement, I think.
I'll do Diggersby first and then I'll do Politoed.
Yeah.
Silph Labyrinth Cup. We'll go the... Let's go... Yeah, let's just go the one shield.
Nice Bruce.
Even though it is a switch in. Like, people generally don't commit both shields in the first matchup.
Oh, you're going to want to give it a fast move, too.
Give it a fast move?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what I was going to do is check it out just normally,
first
and
then do it.
Yeah, so we're looking at 75-25 win-loss percentage, and then...
That's insane.
Yeah, and then give it 2 mud shots. And we're looking at 80 to 19, essentially. So it's it's definitely a bump. We are still losing very hard to Gyarados, Mantine, Pelipper, so all those flying water types. Sharpedo, Shadow Sharpedo. Interesting that these grasses do not care about the Fire Punch.
Quillid? It doesn't have stab and its flat move is not good.
Yeah.
Quilladin's an interesting Pokemon. If you're familiar with Pokemon by the name of Grotle or Shadow Grotle, it has the same charge moves with Violent.
Okay, sure. Wow.
And
Whoa.
almost
Okay.
identical stat product.
Yeah, that's crazy. What does it even come from? What does it evolve from?
Chespin.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
Chespin, Quilladin, Chestnut.
That's interesting.
This Quilladin could
And
be
Charaball as
a
well.
very viable safe switch as well.
Yeah. Let's see where it's ranked as a safe switch. Number 87. So not too high,
what's
but
the score?
76.
76. All right. So in the overall category, I was talking with the 6 Ninja, who is currently like ranked 3,400 on the ladder right now.
Okay.
And has a lot of research when he's doing cups for Silph as well.
Mm-hmm.
And told me that there's actually a kind of a soft check for when you're evaluating a Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So go to the overall list for a second, and I want you to scroll down until you get to the number 83 in the score category.
$83 flat.
Yes.
So we're looking at 128 to 129.
Okay. So somewhere around the 83 mark is where matchups start to become irrelevant and that Pokemon dips beyond usability.
Okay. Where did he get that number from?
He just said that after looking at it for a number of times and evaluating teams that have won and like punching in the numbers of their squads, like unless there's only like one Pokemon in the roster, the rest of them have to be above that mark.
That's a really interesting observation.
So
Quilladin down at 82.8 though.
Yeah, but again, like you could potentially argue if it's at, you know, the round off point is usable, or if you've got more Pokemon above that, then you're probably okay. But like, as far as strength and stuff, it really depends on how many Pokemon are in the meta in the first place, or how many Pokemon you are available to you.
Yeah, and I like that because like we talk about how like with stat products, we keep looking at the number rank where it's really the percentage that's the important part, and that'd be the same for this. Like a Pokemon can be ranked 100th overall, but as long as it's got that good score, that's the important part.
Yeah, some Pokemon have like 500 ranks worth of 98% stat product.
Yeah, exactly.
And other Pokemon have like 10.
Yeah.
And the only reason it's like that is because the stat product is only high enough on like what you would call research Pokemon, where you can only get them through research, or you got stuff in the Jirachi category where it's like you got one, good luck, or Mew, or Shadow Mewtwo. The others would be something like the only Pokemon that you can get that are tradable, so you're only getting good IVs through trades. And some of the Pokemon, if you actually really do some digging, unless you're trading with someone with like nothing on your friendship meter, you're not really gonna get that stat product. So it's almost an unrealistic expectation that you're gonna go up against that matchup regularly.
Yeah.
That said, if you are on the other side of that, the receiving end of getting the rank 1 Pokemon on a trade against something that you can kind of set up, you're sitting pretty with those matchups that you're flipping.
Yeah, totally.
But if they don't flip any matchups, like in the situation where they might be kind of both, right? They're a Pokemon that's stat product, hero, and also a Pokemon that is coming from research, then it's not really worth all the hard work.
Agreed. Did you have to trade very many times to get a Great League Cresselia?
No, I'm using a bad one.
Well, you still would have had to trade to get one, because like all the Cresselia that have ever been available have been above 1,500.
I will pull it up right now and show you. I did not trade for it.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, you're right. I think there was one, like a grass knot one, that was straight away under 1,500.
I caught it in April of 2020.
Yeah, so that would have been the like a research
7-day
task.
research.
No, 7-day research.
Mhm.
Was it
Mhm.
ever a research breakthrough? 7-day research breakthrough? I don't think so.
Maybe not. I'd have to look, but I've got it right here. So,
Yeah, cool, cool.
um,
I believe you. Yes, a
yeah, it was from
research
research.
task,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
like a research line, quest line.
Okay. Interesting. So I kind of want to circle back to fish not having any shadow Pokemon, and let's see what you guys in chat think he should make and why.
Well, Shadow
Especially for this
Hitmonchan was
cup.
already
Right.
a suggestion.
So I'm looking at my shadow Pokemon.
There is no Machamp, is there, in this cup?
6,
There is Machoke. I could go Shadow Machoke.
7, 8. I have 8 shadow. No, 9. 9 shadow Pokemon built. Of the 9, 2 are for Ultra League.
Mm-hmm.
And one extra one, the 10th one, I guess you could pin on there, I actually have, is a Zapdos that just needs a TM and a second move, and it's ready to go.
Okay, so you said... So 9 that are ready. 9 Shadow Pokemon.
Yes.
Are any of them repeats?
Yes.
Okay. So, and you said 2 for Ultra?
And then there's one more that I'm potentially going to build within the next 2 weeks for Ultra League, which should be fairly obvious which one it is if you knew which ones that I had.
Well, I'm going to say you've got already the Shadow Machamp for both Ultra and
No.
Great League. No, okay.
That's the one I want to build next.
For Ultra, cool. So,
Ultra.
you've got Shadow Gallade?
No.
Oh, man. You don't have a Shadow Swampert, do you?
I have 2 Shadow Swamperts.
Oh, wow, so that's okay. That's,
A rank 5 for Great League.
Yep, cool.
And a rank 39 for Ultra League.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Shadow Vic.
I only recently made it, and I have yet to use it.
Okay, but that's 4 we've gotten. Your Machamp for Great League,
Mm-hmm.
the Swampert for Great and Ultra League, and the Vic. And you've also got a Shadow... Groddle.
No. So you're missing 1 for Ultra, right?
Yes, I am. Lily Bear has Shadow
And
Aerodactyl. Oh,
there's
do you
one
have
Pokemon
Shadow
that I have-
Aerodactyl? For...
Yes, that's my team, man. That was the team I ran. It was the Corey's team, Sir Corey's team for Holiday Cup. It crushed for me.
Nice, nice. A Bomber Snow from Bruce.
532. A Bomber Snow? No.
Yeah.
I have only 1 purified, or sorry, not 1 purified. I only have 1 that was TM'd, and I just transferred it so that I wouldn't make it because the IVs are that bad.
Yeah. Skuntank.
Okay, so that's a weird one. I do have a Skunk Tank double moved, but not powered up.
Ooh, okay.
Because it was a Stunky that was ranked 67 as a Skunk Tank for Great League that was for Tiny Cup. And let me tell you, it ripped.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I will say that there's only one of them that seems to be a spice pick on this list.
Okay. Golbat?
No?
No, not the
That's a good
spicy
guess,
one.
though.
Now I've just gotten to the point where I'm just trying to run through all the Shadow Pokemon in my head. Venusaur?
Okay, I will give you typings, okay?
Sure.
Fire.
Charizard?
No.
5 Pokemon. Oh, Ninetales.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, I don't think Shadow Charizard's a thing yet.
Normal. Ultra League.
Normal for Ultra League. Snorlax isn't a thing.
Yeah.
What's the... It is Snorlax?
It's a Snorlax.
Yeah, wow. Hey, Flash.
And then the Great League one is a water type.
And we've already said it's just straight water.
No.
Okay, water something, but we've already said Swampert.
Mm-hmm.
Poliwrath.
I did. Nope. I wish. That would be sweet.
Gyarados.
No, but that's an excellent guess.
Meaning it's water flying.
No. Just that Shadow Gyarados is pretty pog.
Yeah.
Poliwrath? Nope. Why would you have a Poliwrath when you can have a Politoed now?
A mistake from pre-move rework.
Kanto.
Ooh, Kanto water type. Is there the Shadow Blastoise isn't a thing, right? The Raid Fairy says your mama. Oh, Lapras. Yeah, LD with the guess. It's
LD
Lapras.
knows because it was from Holiday Cup. Tiny Boy got a Shadow Lapras team together that was really strong. The last one is a Psychic type.
Hypno.
Yeah. Hypno go Burr.
Have you got Ice Punch on it?
No. Punch Ball.
Thunder Punch. Yeah, I rarely see Hypnos in open Great League without Thunder Punch.
I think it's the only punch you can pretty much tank to the bank that they're packing.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're double nukes and they're crazy.
I have come across a couple of Focus Blast Hypnos, which is just such a baller pick.
I lost to one last night.
Yep.
It's punch, Focus Blast.
And like, could you tell the Focus Blast was coming?
He threw it as soon as he got it against a Pokemon that died from it, which was Fisk, on the safe swap.
Mm-hmm.
And he built up energy before switching in. That's how confident he was going to land it on a different Pokemon before he switched into it. Tanked an EQ, threw the fifth Focus Blast at my dome and killed me. And you want to know the crazy thing is, I still won that game. You want an Entei? Yeah, you can send it to me, buddy.
Okay, so we had
going for the shiny. That's it.
We had someone point out Heracross before, which is an interesting pick.
I only have one. And I think it might actually be bad. It is rank 1960 for Ultra League, and it is 342 stat product. So,
yeah, that sounds pretty similar to mine, actually. Mine are all like single digits.
1466 is the CP value that it will get to.
1466.
Yep.
That's so gross.
Yeah, well, I got it from my friend at the time's boyfriend that I met at BlizzCon. And he didn't really play, and I asked him if I could look at the Pokemon he had so we could trade before I left as like a memento. He was like, yeah, sure, maybe I'll have something here you want. And if you got it like the daily trade thing, I could do one the next day. And this is before I was really grinding the game too hard, I guess you could say. So he gave me the Heracross the first day, and the second day I couldn't find anything, and I didn't have an Alolan Raichu, so I traded for one.
I'm actually really liking this Heracross. So this Rainy Castform here seems to be the only Pokemon in the top 40 that Tox is beating that Heracross isn't. So Hera is beating Diggersby where Tox isn't. Hera is beating Whiscash. You'd be looking at Close Combat and Mega Horn.
With counter?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you got the dust and you got the candy and you got the stat product to do it,
It's
I would
beating
look at your
Politoed.
stat product against the meta though, because anything that Heracross is going to be doing here is potentially not even as good as what yours is. Would be my
Okay,
guess.
sure. So, I'll use my own, which is a rank 648. Actually, that's higher than what I thought.
That's a lot higher than I would have anticipated.
So it's like my IVs are 3 to 11.
I mean, you got over 10 in one thing. That's
Yes.
the correct spot.
So then what I'll do, actually I'll Matrix Battle, and I'll put your IVs there as well. So, Heracross.
342 is my IVs.
342?
Yep. Thanks for the raid, Fairy. Appreciate it.
I look at 1466, I'm like, oh, that better change.
No, it won't.
Yeah, I know. Alright, so we're looking at the Labyrinth Cup. 30 Pokemon in the one shield. And presto. Okay, so you are finishing with a bit less health versus the rank 1 against Cast Form, Sunny and Rainy. Clefable's kicking your ass. Oh, sorry, no, hang on. The worst stat product is doing a bit better against the lower the number, the better for our Heracross. So your Heracross is doing better against Dugong.
What? So you flipped all of the graphics around for
Yeah.
your...
just go look at it as lower. The lower the number, the better. Fine.
I have to change the way my brain thinks.
So our Heracrosses are beating Mandibuzz, where rank 1 isn't.
I believe that is coming down to a counter break point.
Oh, it would have to, yeah. Oh no, I was expecting it to open up a new tab. Gross.
Gotta love it, man.
It doesn't list any breakpoints here. That's strange.
How much is the close combat hit with the damage buff?
41%. That was my own Heracross. Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, I have to do it again.
Hey, Raid Fairy. This is just for you if you're still around. I am grinding any Togetic raids.
Togetic?
I do not have any that are Hondos. And if and when there's a possible time when they decide that they're not going to do a cup and I have to play Masters or Masters Premier League, I will need one.
So what was your IVs again?
342.
Should remember that.
3-4 ass.
And also, if you're in the chat, let us know how ridiculous Rob's pronunciation of Togetic is.
Togetiku. Sorry.
Togetic.
I've always said that. Togetic. It's not because I know I'm pronouncing it right or wrong, it's easier.
Easier to say togetic.
It's just easier to say. That's literally all it is.
It now has a J. Togetic. And that double T.
Where's the double T?
Just from a place with a D. Togetic.
Togetic.
Got him!
Toad your dick at.
You're such a toad dick.
Don't lie to me, Final Flash. I know you've gone into your collection manager and you're already renaming them all right now. The second T is silent. The second T is silent. That's pretty right.
36.
It's just blurry.
It happens all the freaking time. Because I didn't try and fix that camera.
Well, I dipped below 1 million Stardust again. I
I know.
spent 600 Stardust today.
You what? You did below 1 million and...
I spent like 600k today.
Mm.
Or no, I spent 600k over the last like 2 days.
On what?
Because I built the Ultra League XL appropriate IV'd Abomasnow. And I built an Alomola for
Ooh. Cup. That's alright.
And my Alomola is very good IV'd. How do you know? Oh shit, Raid Fury, I missed that one. I was catching for so long, dude.
Okay, here we go. Close combat's doing 40% damage from the rank 1. And 41% damage from the...
So the 1%
lower rank.
matters.
Wow. IVs matter.
Apparently the rank 1 sucks.
Sucks.
Alright, rank 1, take a big good look at my 1466.
Here we go. My Snorlax, my Heracross loses to Snorlax, where yours and the rank 1 win.
It loses to Snorlax?
Leave my Heracross alone, mate. It's trying its best.
Damage is too much.
You know, joke's on Snorlax, it just licked a bug.
I can't read this, dude. I can't do it.
What do you mean?
I can't look at it, because I'm reading only the ones...
Alright, let's do it Rob's way, then.
Like, all I'm doing is I'm looking at all the big, spicy stars, and I'm like, oh, that's a win, that's a win. Okay. And, like, my brain is, like, not even reading the other ones.
Oh, wait, you can turn off ads?
Yeah. I went into the system and turned them back on because I wanted to support the people here.
Yeah,
I subbed to them on Twitch or
I'm
on Patreon.
I'm gonna keep the ads up. They're very obnoxiously placed though. I feel like they could definitely find less obtrusive.
I don't know if that's negotiable for them.
Okay, sure.
Based off of how they're going to run ad revenue, they potentially could have placements on the website that are worth more. Depending on how much frequency they have on the website. That said, if those advertisements are paid for impressions or paid for clicks, will determine if they're getting any revenue. Because if you're not clicking them and they're paid per click, then they make nothing. But if they're paid for impression, then they're getting a lot of money. If there's a lot of PvP players using the site like multiple times a day. start clicking them. Yeah, this is what I fill my free time with, is clicking advertisements so I can get spyware from a site that I like.
What'd you do on the weekend? Well, I sat on PvPoke and clicked the ads over and over again. Supporting my favorite website.
I talked, when I was in college, I talked with my micro and macroeconomics teacher at the time. And he told me, he's like, if you really want to stick it to the man, you got a bad deal on some shoes, like from Nike or whatever. I bet you, they pay top dollar for Google ad revenue. And you want to know how to charge them money and get money back on your shoes? Go in there, type the word Nike, and only click the sponsored link, and just do it like 10 times. Probably paid for your shoes.
The only problem with that is you don't get that money. They lose the money, but you're not getting it back.
That's incentivizing them to continue their practices of paying for that ad that's paid for click. And how much they're shelling out on that is going to increase their projections for how much budget they have to dedicate to it, thus inherently driving up the price of the shoes in the long run. That's macro.
Don't you want them to be cheaper?
Yeah, if you want them to be cheaper, you don't buy them. You buy the competitors. Or you don't buy shoes, you just buy flip-flops. Just kidding. I don't need to run. I'm just gonna walk faster.
Who needs exercise? Am I right? So here's one thing I've noticed about Heracross, which has suddenly made me less a fan of it, is that like these counters, like Toxicroak has play against these counters. Like a Sludge Bomb on a Tropius is just gonna wreck it. Mud Bomb really hurts a Marowak. Sludge Bomb on the Gardevoir. Skarmory not as much.
Skarmory just dies to counters.
Yeah, but that'll be the case with,
I think Skarmory's gonna have a lot more play against Heracross because his Heracross is pure bug, isn't he?
It's bug fighting, so it's double weak to the air slashes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Alola Ninetales, Sludge Bomb, resists the Mega Horn. Yeah. So I'm back to Toxic.
How many matchups are you picking up on the Mega Horn that Toxie can't do?
How many are you picking up with?
Yeah, because, like, okay, so Toxie's got the Stab, Sludge Bomb, that's super effective, whereas you get a Mega Horn that's neutral.
Let's bring it back up.
Stab with, thing.
So, you're wanting close combat against Diggersby.
This is the normal typing, yep.
Mm-hmm. Mandibuzz is neutral to both close combat and Mega Horn.
So then you choose the Mega Horn, I think, because it hits harder without the drawback.
I think,
unless it's just more energy.
I don't know what is actually higher DPE. The close combat obviously has the disadvantage of the debuff. So we're looking at 1.55 DPE for close combat, 1.27 for Mega Horn. So close combat is the more energy efficient move. But obviously you are getting that that debuff with it.
Yeah, and you can't really measure debuff against DPE.
Yeah.
It's 100 for 45. And Mega Horn's 100 for 55. I think you go for the Mega Horn personally, especially if you're in a shield baiting situation. You cannot afford to. You just don't bait. You just Mega Horn the crap out of it. Can you run that Mandibuzz sim with Mega Horns?
So yeah, it's going to... Oh, fuck. Went the wrong one. That was close combat. So you're only getting off one Mega Horn in the one shield, whereas you're getting off two close combats.
Important information, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
So you build up the two close combats.
And an Aerial Ace is taking out 80%. And Aerial Ace is taking out 80% of a Heracross.
I think it does 50 to Toxie? Does that sound right? 45 maybe?
Is there some sort of bet you'd like to place on it?
No.
51. Pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, because Toxie has nothing for bulk. It's
Hey, Ben.
just like that thing is a wet rag without its resistances.
Yeah, yeah. But obviously, like, it can take an Aerial Ace and do some more work, depending on, like, your energy and shield situation. Whereas Heracross, once you get hit by an Aerial Ace, that's just game over.
How many flyers are you anticipating in this cup?
I feel like everyone's going to have at least one.
Yeah, but what is going to be?
Skarmory is probably going to be the most used, I think.
Because there's going to be the guy that's going to run
Mandibuzz.
Skarmory and Pelipper, I'm telling you.
Oh, no, you can't run both.
Sorry, not Skarmory, Pelipper. You're going to run Pelipper, Laren.
Pelipper, Laren?
Yeah.
Let's check out
There's
that.
There's also a team that I'm thinking about running, if I was going to do this, would be Politoed, Politoed, Laren, and Mandibuzz.
So where'd you get that team from?
I made it up.
As in, like, what made you think those three were the ones that...
Because the team that I was running was the double steal with Fisk, which doesn't really have a lot of threatens, so I'm trying to figure out what goes in the Mandibuzz slot that has EQ. And I'm thinking, well, maybe if I can run Politoed in the slot with EQ, I can run something else, and there's a possible kind of inclusion that kind of does what Fisk does in something else.
I'm not particularly liking the Pelipper core. There's a lot of Pokemon that beat both. Then again, like, how many of these...
Not Pelipper, it would be oh, damn it. Politoed.
Politoed Laren?
Politoed Laren core. Because you got EQ.
Earthquake? So,
Yeah.
Earthquake's legacy is what I just found out.
Yeah, so you should anticipate the Blizzard.
So still losing his wireless. Vigoroth is beating both. Shadow Politoed. Wait a minute. I just switched it around, didn't I? So now the X's are good.
Yeah, the X is the good thing. So,
but then why have we got all X's in the potential threats then?
Actually, no, scroll up. You see how it says X's are losses? It looks like you didn't save it.
I think I saved it on another page.
Yeah. So they are losses.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to stick with that for now. Sorry, Rob.
Is it? Hang on.
Yeah, it's...
Go to Zapdos.
Because, like, you can see Vigoroth against Laren here.
Just scroll down to Zapdos, that'll tell you. Because Zapdos ain't going to win against Laren, 100%.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can see it with the Vigoroth here.
Okay. Yeah, the Vigoroth going down for you.
Just gonna pick you up and
I think
you
Laren's
overboard.
main weakness is not having Rock Throw. That's the problem. Rock Throw or Smackdown or anything wrong.
Well, then how about Aggron?
Aggron doesn't have enough bulk. It has the resistances, but it doesn't have the bulk that
Right.
Baron has.
Right. And it's not as spammy.
And that's why
with the charge
Bastion's so
moves.
useful, is because it can get to a higher bulk point because its CP value is lower.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you have to spend more levels into it to get it up there.
So
Rainy Cast Form just look and Polytoad or Pelipper, I think those three are really, really solid. I think Pelipper is just so good in the team that I'm running because it counters the meta that's up there. It's really hard to figure out what's the breaker here. I think Vig is such a huge player in any meta where it's allowed.
Yeah.
So I think like you have to run it.
So then, like, how about a ghost Pokemon?
Haunter's an interesting one because I don't really think that the poison typing is something that you're really going to need unless you plan to run Toxie. Right? So you can run Haunter relatively easily, but your question mark is, in this cup, what are you trying to hit with the Sludge Bomb that's not the, you know, public offenders of the other cups that are banned?
Well, there's a fair bit that resists ground that Sludge Bomb's doing well against. Any grass and any fairy is gonna want to avoid a Sludge Bomb.
Where is this meta for this cup? Where's that graphic?
The one I sent you in our DM.
There it is.
Okay. Bruce says, "Wet rags hurt." Connor says, "Which has more play, Laron or Registeel?" That's a good question. We'll remind me of that question. We'll take a look at that question after we sort this Vigoroth issue and Ghost issue.
What is Wormadon Trash looking like?
So it's obviously gonna want to avoid Marowak like the plague. Oops. It's got an 81.7 score.
Okay.
It's obviously going to be a great Tox counter. Not going to be good against any of your Darks, and there are a lot of Darks by the look of it.
Is Galvantula looking amazing? I'm guessing.
86. So that's going to be good against. It's going to be good against your Mandibuzz, your Skarmory, Zweilous because of that lunge. Although that Dragon Breath might add up. How do we go Galvantula versus Zweilous? Ooh, look at that. Very close.
A-Tail seems to be a good core. You just don't have a lot of bulk.
AWAC A-Tails. Let's look at that one.
Because they are almost opposites with typing. Right? Resistances, coverage moves, the whole 9 yards. And then you can throw in a Skarmory with that, maybe. What do you think?
It's recommending... Oh, hang on. Your team may have ineligible Pokemon. Why would it have ineligible Pokemon?
It's XL.
Yeah, I mean, XLs are allowed. It's weird.
That's why it's doing it, is because A-Tails is not XL for this. You have to have it.
Sure. Yeah.
You did that to me earlier today.
Yeah, sure.
I think I'm gonna guess before you even show it that it's gonna recommend Reggie and Skarmory as teammates.
Well, the first suggestion was XL Lickitung, then Mandibuzz, Diggersby XL, Zweilous, regular Diggersby, Chestnut, Meganium, Venusaur, Lickitung.
Grasses makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of grass in there.
Grasses are fighters. Wait. You could have AWAC lead, Diggersby, Safe Swap and Charm Tails, or sorry, Powder Tails in the back as a closer. Look at that team, dude. CBB, Pog.
All right, so that was with Meganium instead of Diggersby.
Okay, sorry. Meganium was looking pretty spiced, dude. That was good.
So you're having troubles with Politoed. Politoed cast one. So yeah, it looks like any water Pokemon, which makes sense. You know, the Marowak and the Diggersby.
Yeah. Can you punch in Skarmory?
Oh, jeez. F on the coverage.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if it would increase your bulk to an A if you took it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then I think you can get away with Politoed.
Well, let me just see what
Whiscash, maybe?
if there are any better grasses around instead of Meganium.
Tropius.
Quite
Chestnut,
possibly.
Venusaur, Ferrothorn. The only ones listed here.
We've got Shadow Venusaur here.
That's because Shadow Venusaur as a closer is disgusting.
Yeah.
You win switch with Shadow Venusaur, the game is over.
Chestnut's
like,
the highest
team,
ranked.
man. Dylan ran a team like that in GBL,
okay.
And like, if you're in a GBL situation where you're running Shadow Venusaur, that game is over. It doesn't matter what Pokemon are left.
You get the Skarmory. Forget that.
Like,
Venusaur just wrestles you down.
It's disgusting. Like, as long as you got switched, the Venusaur wins, man. Like, they pretty much have to have, like, Shadow Hypno that is going to just close out your day when you've got your energy lead for it to go over. Pretty nuts. Metachamp's banned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it looks like Meganium is the best of the grasses.
I'm down with that, man.
I'm just worried about Skarmory. Like, you've got your Marowak for it, but then, like, if you can't match up your Marowak, then you're in a pretty tough spot.
Yeah, but you also, if you've planned to shield around it with the A-Tails with Powder, I think you can come out on top if it's got deficient in health points from just a couple fire spins. I think you're actually going to pull ahead.
Sure.
Because you are so crazy fast spam. You're going to get 2 Weather Balls with a shield. Easy, maybe 3.
So then let's take a look at... That does say just
5,
close
4,
loss.
5, right?
It says Meganium... Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Skarmory. Yeah, it says Meganium's a close loss against the Skarmory.
Because if you go straight EQ and they don't shield it, it hurts a lot.
Interesting.
Because of the steel typing. It's neutral. Or single resisted rather than double, like the grass move.
Yeah, so look at that. The Weather Ball doing 27.5% damage.
See?
Yeah.
So, if the Skarmory... Okay, here's what I want you to do. Can you go back to see how much a Fire Spin does?
To a Skarm?
To the Skarmory. And see if you can get it just to take 1 Fire Spin or 2 Fire Spins in the damage category. And see how much that does. Because if you throw that last Weather Ball and they die, then that gets over, right? You just need the fire. You just need to hit a couple Fire Spins and you can flip the game.
Okay, so Rara, you want me to take off 1 Fire Spin worth of damage, which would be 8.
We're just gonna see how much it does in this window.
So each Fire Spin does
so
8.
Yeah, so if you do 2 turns against Skarmory, that's 16 health against that previous simulation we ran. So 1 to 2 Fire Spins, how much health is it?
It just needs 1 Fire Spin. This in the straight fresh fight 1 shield, Skarmory's got 2 HP remaining.
Yeah,
So,
but how much? Yeah, see how the Skarmory gets the thing there? How much is your last fast move do to the Skarmory before he gets the Brave Bird off?
3 damage.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's If
So
you go
one more
back
powder
one,
snow.
you go back 1. So it goes like 1, 2, 6 damage, right? So 6 plus 2 is 8. That's how much the fire spin does. So you save 2 powders, and
By hitting it with 1 fire spin.
Yeah, and then your Alola Ninetales doesn't get hit with 2 of the air slashes. And this is really relevant because if they only throw the 1 sky attack, can they get to another sky attack in that same scenario, for starters? And then second, if they get to the first sky attack, what happens if you A, have an energy lead, if B, they have like a 1-turn energy lead, right? Because then they're going to get to the sky attack. And C, if you're throwing this many weather balls, there's a very good chance they're going to sneak in 1 or 2 air slashes along the way and you're dead.
Right.
So that's a possibility, but because like that Brave Bird's going to hit like a train. You know what I mean? How much are the air slashes doing?
The air slashes are doing 6 damage each, and the Brave Birds are doing 62% damage.
Let's remove the Brave Bird and see what this matchup looks like.
So Ninetales is just barely winning that one. With 1 HP and a dream.
Okay, now that's 2.
And also I can get 20% off my gym and swim membership.
After the weather ball lands, how much hit points does the Skarmory have?
11.
Yeah, so 1 fire spin.
2.
And a powder.
The fire spins were doing 8 damage.
Oh, so you said 19. I thought you said 11.
Yeah, no, 11.
Okay, thought so. So
thank you for the follow, King Ritz. King Ritzy Live.
Powder, 1 fire does it.
Yep.
Show biceps.
Oh, hey, Nick.
What's up, Felix?
And Joel says, happy Australia Day. The nut says, show biceps, gotcha. Oh, I mean, they are not as big as they used to be. Look at this.
Did you see the clip of J. Robin Stacks?
No.
He was talking. Okay, so he was talking about just like, let's go doing something like really big after a really crazy play win that he did, and then said something like, and then he got to show on the pea shooters and like does like a Usain Bolt flex. I'm like, oh my god, pea shooters for the guns is so funny. Like if you can't flex it, you gotta be the funny guy, man. That's
yeah. Just make fun of the fact that you can't deliver.
Can't do it as well as the strong man.
I used to I used to do like 50 push-ups a day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I was pretty overbalanced. Like I had like a ripped chest and arms, but then like a bit of a flabby tummy as well.
Hey, you had your priorities.
It was weird. I stopped doing it because it just looked too weird.
What else are you gonna do today?
I didn't do Spotlight Hour.
All right, I think I actually need to play my sets because it's 8 o'clock.
Sure.
And I don't know how long it's gonna take me, and I really don't want to lose rank, but I'm kind of just like.
Well, not playing doesn't lose your rank.
That's true, but also playing happens to do the same thing sometimes, so.
Alright, cool. So, I guess I'll keep doing this and then just, stop every now and then to hear you go, oh my god!
That was a pretty good accent.
Thank you.
Only press biceps, that's called a disco bumper in Germany. That's too good. That could potentially be on the quotes.
That is
that was right.
absolutely being committed.
Oh man. Hey Todd. I was wondering because of the stream title. Yeah, well. We did what the stream title talked about, so.
You got what it said on the box.
Alright. So for my team, for Ultra League, I'm running Shadow Swamp lead, Wing Attack, Double Legacy Charizard in the back, and Safe Switch, Alolan Mook. And the Double Legacy Charizard team is called Wangs, with a Z and an A. And the Charizard's a rank 1.
Very good.
Inadequance just wants me to hit Legends so that he has another disciple to play the Candle team. Alrighty. Is my that was climactic for someone. Oh man, I only come here to listen to you guys. The funny thing is I ran that exact team. Oh, that's funny. All right, should I wait until you can put it on the side screen here, or are you just gonna leave the Silph PV Pokemon stuff going?
Yeah, I'll put your phone up.
Okay.
You can start battling if you want.
I'm watching the entertainment that's going on in chat right now. Okay. Oh no, game's lagging. Mom spaghetti. I'm going to get super powered so hard right now. Okay, maybe I'm not. Good.
What a pleasant surprise.
An SCAV. Interesting. Like 3? Or is it 4? Is he just not planning the shield here, or? He did not count very well. Okay, goodbye. Oh, I was so nervous there. What's the ELO at? It didn't change since the last time we talked Inadequance, which is 2847.
If I add Politoed to the team, it's BBBB. So that's
But
Whack,
about a bunch of
Tails,
Bs.
Meganium, and Politoed, the B squad.
B team.
B Brigade.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not really sure if he's shield. Why does he got 2 drawings, I think? Okay, I'm gonna bring the Charizard in. Look at that energy. Sweet. Juicy energy.
So what I'm liking about this cup is that there is so much scope to just bring a completely out of the blue random Pokemon that just turns out to beat all these core meta Pokemon.
I am very dead. Well, this is a fun game. I should have double shielded the initial matchup to win switch. If he EQs me, there's still not a lot of play, honestly.
It's looking like it forward. Blizzard will help with a lot of like dragons. And yeah, your flyers as well. But I mean, Weather Ball was hitting those flyers pretty comfortably.
No way! He had 1 hit point. Oh. Fuck. Imagine if I had 1 attack.
So yeah, Blizzard's hitting Mandibuzz. Looks like you need Earthquake for the mirror. Need Earthquake for Jellicent. Basically anything water. Oh, you like Blizzard for Mantine, which makes sense. Earthquake's hitting Lucario better. That's interesting. But the Weather Balls aren't enough.
Well, I lose now. You got a counter in there. Alright, well the good news is we CMP'd in this last one.
Okay, so looks like with more shields, Politoed's doing better.
Are you kidding me?
What happens if we don't have Weather Ball here? So if we only have Weather Ball, is what I meant. So one Shadow Ball is doing 54% damage. And the Weather Ball is doing 51% back. Wow.
This game is so broken, Fish. I was sitting here tapping my screen for a good fucking 5 to 10 turns. And I had a move that I could have thrown and just let me die.
I'm sorry, Rob.
I hate this game, dude, so much when that happens.
You
just don't get to
hate it
play
for a
at
second. Blizzard feels a little slow when you have no real play in the mirror versus Earthquake. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, Blizzard does get you some good wins. Like your Mandibuzz. Like your Mantine. But, yeah, I think Earthquake has got the edge over it. Dikokoro, welcome in. I'm looking at, we were looking at Labyrinth Cup together. Now, I've just continued with Labyrinth while Rob started to do his sets. Those wins are picked up by a good Ice type. Yeah, that's a good call. So, like, if we've got Earthquake, Politoed with Alolan Ninetales, like you said.
Now he knows he wins CMP, which kind of blows.
Right, now let's add Tox into this mix. So this team's got a bit of a Mandibuzz problem. It's got a Skarmory problem. Shadow Politoed. And regular Politoed. Interesting, the Politoed, regular Politoed. Oh, it says it's winning that mirror match. But you need Toxicroak to beat the Shadow Politoed, and it doesn't beat the regular. Probably just gets to like one extra Weather Ball. Ooh, XL Sableye problem.
I made a big mistake here. I might lose this now. We'll see. Gonna be pretty close.
Peng feels there'll be a few Diggersby. Yeah, there probably will be. I think Diggersby has a similar issue to like a Bastiodon, where like when it gets hard counted, it gets very hard counted. Hayden, if you want to change it, go for it. Mandibuzz seems like the issue this cup. Yeah, Mandibuzz looks like it'll be popular, but people will either have Mandibuzz or Zweilous. Can't really... Well, not really. You can't have both, which two of them are... The two of them are going to be pretty popular. I was pretty interested in Labyrinth Cup and close to play some tournaments, then played 6 games and realised why I stopped playing competitive. You call the reason right now, Niantic. Yeah, is like so many people. So you and so many others. once they sort those issues finally, and it will happen eventually. It'll happen. Once they sort them out, then competitive PvP will be a thing again.
Okay, well, I made that game a lot harder than it needed to be in retrospect, but I had no clue what they had in the back, and if it was anything but that, I was in deep shit.
Ping, I think you're right. I don't think too many people will have XL Sableye. Flash doesn't have any XL candy for Sableye. Is a rank 42 Shadow Electivire viable in Great League for any purpose? If you got the right meta, but probably not.
I love the question mark with that, Hayden.
Maybe doing GBL battles? It's hard to tell. Nut says, lost my faith for that scenario. I think they will fix it eventually. It'll, like, they want to make this an esport. They bought out a company that, what is it? Like, they make some sort of structures for esports, gaming. That's very vague, but they bought out a company that is a clear indication that that they want to turn this into an esport. So they're gonna eventually fix the issues.
I think he's gonna continue to outpace me.
Eventually does not cut it with top shelf games. Well, it probably would, because, like, obviously you've got this many people that are still playing the game with all the issues. I think their player base is going to stick with the game long enough to give them the chance to fix the problems, and once the problems are fixed, then people will start flooding in. Once the problems are fixed, and then they move on to actually starting to build proper, like, competitive structures, I think people will... Yeah, they purchased Mayhem. That's the company I was thinking of. And Niantic's competitive version of PvP, I think, is going to look a heck of a lot like what the Arena does now, because the Arena based their system a lot on what, like, the Pokemon VGC does.
I messed that up so bad because I forgot he got 2 counters before leaving. Now I'm in deep shit.
At what point is enough time enough? That's... Yeah, I don't know, Stumpy. I feel like that... Like, they do enough else with the game that, like, people are still interested in the... Well, okay, so people have been turning away from the competitive stuff because of these issues. So, but they're all still happy to do the casual stuff. And Niantic generate enough, like, the casual stuff's dynamic enough that people are remaining interested in it despite all the tech issues. So as long as they keep doing that and keep maintaining our interest that way, then it should be fine. Group of 6 format kind of bothers me. Okay, why is that? That's interesting. Because for me, like, you can't have a competitive system without... Oh no! Daniel! Sorry about that. Hayden, do you mind permitting Di Kokoro to post links? Yeah, for me... Oh, you didn't post a link? Okay, maybe it was like 2 words with a dot or something. I was going to say, for me, you can't have competitive PvP without a pick 6 format, because, like you need to be able to strategize what Pokemon you're going to bring into a battle in some way. I'm a Spice runner, so having someone be able to see everything at once kind of discounts that play style. Okay, yeah, that's reasonable. So, the Pick 6 format makes it harder to run Spice. But you can still run Spice in a Pick 6 format, even if they see that you've got, I don't know, Quilava in your team. Like, a not as accomplished player will have a harder time working out how to deal with that. Yes, the full stops. But like hide 2 or 3? Okay. I feel like it's an all or nothing thing though. Like either you have a Pick 6 format or you go blind.
Now, because there's like no Empoleons, which I have somewhat play against, and
you haven't seen an Empoleon yet?
I haven't seen an Empoleon or a Venusaur in 5 games.
Wow. that's amazing, especially the Venusaur.
And I saw my first Skarmory, and it dumped me without needing any assistance. Of the Shadow Machamp in the lead was really, really strong.
I was going through my, clearing out my Pokemon storage, and check out what I found that I had caught on my Pokeball Plus.
I'm guessing it's a shiny Hundo.
Don't know if you can see that.
Is it a Hundo Fisk?
That is a Hundo G-Fisk.
Yeah.
Ultra League!
Yay! Something that Fish has that he will never use. How many of those do you have?
1 million. Yeah. All of them. Like the amount of Pokemon that I've marked out as, oh, this is high ranking for Ultra League, versus the amount that I have built for Ultra League.
You have 3 Pokemon for Ultra League, don't you?
9.
You have 9?
Yeah.
Since when?
Like season 2.
That's when you made all 9 of them?
Pretty much. I don't think I've made another Ultra League Pokemon.
Right. I'm going to show Chad something that I found that I
oh, 12. Bitch.
So, I didn't catch this today, but I actually finally have updated scans on a couple of my Pokemon. This is actually the rank 1 Talonflame.
You gonna use it?
It needs to be level 51.
Wow.
And nobody has it.
I've decided that I am just not going to bother with any best buddies whatsoever. Like, the amount of benefit you get for that month of work is so negligible.
So, do you remember when the new Best Buddy system came out?
Yeah.
Do you know when it was? Like, what the day was?
No.
I think it might have been a little over 2 months ago. Or 3 months ago. Does that sound about right, chat? I think it might be less than
3 months for the Best Buddy system. I think it would be way longer. Wait. Define new
where
system.
You can actually get 3 parts with battle together.
Right. Yeah, well, maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure it has not been for Hayden. 3 months. 2 to 3 months sounds right. Because it's only January. So I think it was in November. Alright, so with this new system, if you haven't been keeping track, which it doesn't sound like you would have said that if you didn't keep track of the new best buddy system. But the new system lets you get 2 additional hearts from the battle together per day, and every subsequent thing on this list that grants heart, I guess you could say, points towards the excited condition without using like Poffin, is faster now.
Sure.
And in my normal commutes and a little bit of help in a swinger here and there, this is very easy to get max hearts per day without the visit a new place thing, and sometimes getting a bonus once you get to that threshold. So I'm getting 6, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hearts a day. And this 98 Stunfisk is just about to best buddy. So if you include this thing to be best buddy, which I would think would probably be best buddy by the end of the week, this week, or the middle of next week, I'm gonna point out that I have only finished 3 of these best buddies when the old system. So I've gotten 7 best buddies in this system, like since it released, in 3 months instead of like 3.
And what, you're getting an extra like 0.15 percent damage output.
Hang on, let me go back to that. What's the recent one? Yeah. Oh, that's not the one I want. This is the one I want. There we go. All right, so the Drift Blim is best buddied so that A, I can save a whole level on XL candy in power-ups because I don't have it, and B, it needs it to get up to the end of the echelon in order to hit a couple breakpoints from memory. The 3 in the bottom right, so like the Umbreon, the Mandibuzz, the Altaria, and the Stunfisk are not even getting close to maxing out. So they can use every little bit to get up higher and start tanking more things. And then the 2 Sableyes are a non-return that was the best one that I had that I was currently working on, and a return XL rank 128, so I could have a return Sableye eventually. And then if I go to my buddy 3s, I'm pretty much like, I was going to be doing some things in this list, like for Masters. As you can see, there's 2 up there that are for Masters. The 2 that are not for Masters, that are like random ones, like the Zebstrika and the shiny thing here, the Kling Kling, I was walking them for candy a long time ago. So I got into buddy 3 just for walking them.
Which, by the way, side note, Kling Klang worst Pokemon name, you reckon?
Potentially, yeah. What about Vanillish?
I think you sound dumber saying Kling Klang. Go Kling Klang!
Do you want to know what Kling Klang and the whole family is in Japanese? It beats it.
Yeah?
Yeah, Dylan just beat me to it. His Japanese name is worse.
Well, I still don't know what that name is.
The basic one is just a single gear, right? It goes with single gear, double gear, triple gear. Is kind of how it looks, right? In Japanese, it's Giaru. The second form is Gigi Aru, and the last form is Gigi Giaru.
Gigi Giaru, oh. Yeah, okay.
So it translates to be gear, Giggear, and Gigi
Gear. I mean,
so
it's Noma
exactly.
Jumbo.
Clank. It's almost as stupid as Clink, 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 and Clink, Clink, Clink. It's essentially the same thing.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Yeah, so you can thank the American and or English, just overall English-speaking localization team for saving you that problem. The other Pokemon would be Skarmory that I need to get up there.
I thought you thought you were sort of talking about dumb Pokemon names for a second. Skarmory?
But
what the fuck's a Skarmory?
Skarmory?
I thought you were saying that Skarmory was another dumb Pokemon name.
Oh, no. These are for best buddies. Yeah. Gosh, I'm way too tired for this. I need to go get a coffee, Fish.
A coffee at this time of night.
What else am I doing?
Very good. Very good. Made it. Yes, I have seen that, Polaris. That every time a new generation comes out, I see that image shared around again. Daniel's like, yeah, come on. We've still got 3 hours till midnight. Plenty of time for coffee. Alright, so...
You knew how sleep deprived I was before I drank this. It's not going to be that difficult, I can assure you.
What, to get back to sleep?
To go back to sleep, yeah.
At an appropriate time. Oh, with Scummery here, we've got BCBB. So, but this, well, we are getting into, like, the actual team of 6 rather than your team of 3 cores.
I honestly think AWAC and A-Tails is such a strong core.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm not even talking in a team of 3, just in a team of 2. That gives you so much flexibility. And then the only other restriction I'd say is if you can find 1 or 2 Pokemon at, like, threat benching, or sorry, bench threats that you can throw into opponent matchups that are actually good, like, for example, the Meganium we were talking about earlier, or the Politoed here. Those monotypes give you increased flexibility in building the last 3.
Okay.
Just from being able to pick something that's not, like, a shared type on accident. You know what I mean? So if we're talking about Chestnut, for example, right, or Heracross, then you could pick, like, another bug, or you could pick another fighter that has...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Man, Scrafty would be so good in this comp.
It would be. It would be. I feel like picking single typings is like a nice to have, but not essential.
I think you need to put Vigoroth in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. As if Vigoroth isn't banned. Like, come on, guys.
Vigoroth is a Pokemon that, like, threatens almost everything.
Is there no Drifblim in this cup?
Beautiful coverage on the Vigoroth. Oh my god.
Where is Drifblim? So Drifblim's an option. Drifblim, like, the best Vigoroth counter.
Yeah, you could run that instead of Skarmory, actually, with this team.
Yeah, that's an option. Yeah, that is some nice coverage. It's beaten all the main players. And by all, I mean, like, 60%.
You know what would be interesting if you want to go super, like, ABC with this logic? You can put a Goon in here.
Goon. So it would have to be instead of Vig.
Yeah, it would be. So your team would just not have a hard answer for Vig, which frankly is not that terrible of an idea. You just want to make sure that you utilize Vig's power level of losing matchups so that he has to throw a body slam to kill, and then you can farm it down.
So you're probably losing that A-Tails
You can lose
matchup.
softly to Vig, and then guarantee that you can farm it down before the next charge move comes off. Consistently, your team's sitting pretty.
Farm it down with what? Well, I mean, you could...
Probably could do it with Driftblim, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that without the obstacle in there. Yeah, you can absolutely, like, Drifblim triple resists everything. Not triple, no, sorry, it only double resists the Bulldoze. Alright, so I'll try replacing Skarm with Drift. Oh, but no, hang on. I can't run Drifblim and Marowak.
Ah, okay. There's our crossroads. Tropius? Oh, there's Slash?
That's definitely not as hard a counter. Those body slams are adding up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if we want something that like really counters the crap out of a Vigoroth, we need a Ghost for it.
What's Vigoroth's worst matchups besides that?
Besides Ghosts?
Mm-hmm. There's also a world where you could just not pick AWAC, but
Well, I was wondering about Frostlass to do the job of Ice and Ghost.
and then you're gonna not use A-Tails?
Yeah. Yeah, just a thought.
Yeah, but I mean, you're removing 3 Pokemon from your considerations, right? You're not able to use Drifblim, you're not able to use, or you can't use Drifblim, you can't use Haunter, you can't use AWAC, you can't use, it's just adding up with a dual type in that situation.
So Shadow Guard is apparently an excellent big counter in the one shield. So obviously that would mean that it's
resisting. Is it double resisted?
It's double resisting counter, but like one body slam getting through would flip that. So this tells me that it's charming it down before it can get to a second body slam.
Magmortar's garbage. Throwback. Sorry.
Magmortar? What did you see, Magmortar?
Yeah.
Oh, is it in the chat?
That you should run A-Tails with Cash and Magmortar.
And Magmortar with Karate Chop, Fire Punch, Thunderbolt. You know what? It's that Karate Chop buff did improve Magmortar.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to battling and hopefully.
All right, cool. We're gonna catch up on chat quickly. Oh, Lilybear did suggest Drifblim. Peng says he's going to try and get the Monu badge. There's an arena badge where if you place in the top 50% in a tournament using all single-typed Pokemon, then you get the badge.
Nice. This would be the one to do it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Raichu. Ooh.
And it says, how many best buddies do you have now? I think I have 2? Oh, and no eggs hatching, apparently. That one? Purifier, no. One away from the gold in the Rising Star badge. There we go. 3 best buddies I've got.
Nice.
CCCA, that's enough for me. Forward 15 says create enough threat to bench their Politoed. Okay, so what would you use to threaten the Politoed? You'd so an electric or a grass. I feel like you're a lot more likely to have a grass than an electric in the team. So Meganium's looking good again.
I just got drill run on Charizard.
Just saw it on the replay. I mean, Escap doesn't have much against Charizard, like unless it's running Aerial Ace. Everything else is resisted. D. Kokoro says Drifblim would be cool. Using up flying with seems weird though. It's a Aragorn says it's a good flyer. Seems okay to me. So Aragorn's signing off on using the flying slot for Drifblim. Kokoro says not sure I like Goon. Dark has a lot of useful mons, so don't want to use up the Dark slot with Obster. Yusei is in. Welcome in. If you don't run Obstagoon, you run Vigoroth. The issue is the cover. If you run Obstagoon, you cover it with AWAC or Drifblim. If you run Vigoroth, you cover it with Diggersby or Polytone. Sorry, no Diggersby. I like the idea of Obstagoon. Obstagoon counters the things that usually counter Vigoroth. So if people are expecting a Vigoroth and trying to counter that, Obstagoon will be a good, counterplay for that. So that's kind of my favourite argument for Obstagoon. Meganium is turning some heads along with Shadow Venusaur. Sounds like it's on the catwalk. Faced a few Vigoroth yesterday running Brick Break. Well, lucky you. I hope you enjoyed those wins. We'll be looking at Love Cup meta. Not tonight, but we did say we might a little bit later.
The drill run did about 15%. Dylan did like nothing. I actually don't know if I could have won that game. The Dragonite is a huge problem.
We haven't looked at Kanto Ninetales. Sorry, go on.
Zeka Zesh. Caesar. Okay, we'll stay in here.
I'm going to try replacing Marowak with Kanto Tails.
Whoa!
Oh!
Damn it.
Oh, hello, we got a BBBA now. We are climbing. So we got a problem with Pelipper, Sableye, Mantine.
Why did I not shield there? Why? Of course he charged forever.
Welcome in, Aura. Rob, do you ever think they'll give Ordino a better moveset?
No. It's rough.
No. Stop asking. Anna wants me to best buddy the G-Fisk. Oh. Do I have to? Ferrothorn an option if you can protect it. Ferrothorn has to watch out for the Vigoroth, or for any of the counter users, and for AWAC. What do we have in the way of Mud Boys in this cup?
I am so incredibly stupid for not shielding that.
Potential quote.
Just through the game.
We do have Whiscash. See where they got the Labyrinth name from? Yeah, like it's so hard to find like a full coverage team. And it says Love Cup meta is probably similar to Silph's Rose Cup. Yeah, it's half of Rose Cup, essentially. So like Rose Cup was grey, red, pink, and purple. And I think what's Love Cup? Just pink and white or something.
Why can I not get any good decisions? Like, this is really not deciding the right thing.
Kokoro has a good point. Whack Tails has the big rock weakness, so definitely got to look at that. Channel points redemption for a best buddy. But that's not something I can do immediately, though. It's something that takes time. don't best buddy G-Fist, just use Excadrill. But like, Excadrill is just so glassy. It's that's a good point. I just feel like if I've got the Hundo Stunfisk, I have to use the Hundo Stunfisk. Ugh. Wow, how did I add in Drifblim and go down to a C? Is Tropius that bulky? I just noticed that you can go double counter without crossing types.
Great. Vigoroth.
Or Obster. Paired with Toxie. I mean, you can go triple counter. No, you can't. No. Because that Tox still has the fighting type.
If I go 05 in this set, I'm gonna probably quit.
You can have a Scavalier. Scavalier.
Fucking Machamp in every lead tonight. What the fuck, man?
Oh, Sudowoodo as well. Escadrille is good in Ultra. Yeah, seems like it with that new Mud Shot. And Master as well, from what I can tell. Went 12-3 with it. Kokoro says Trop is thick. Yep, I do I do know that from experience. If I had a Tropius, I'd definitely consider it in this cup. Ordino doesn't look like it has good moves in the main games either. Okay, counter Alakazam. My goodness, that sounds like a spicy nugget. You can run a... looks like you can run a fully counter team. Esker, Pseudo, Tox, Vig, and Alakazam.
Venusaur's in the back. Maybe he's got a Charizard in the back.
So the issue is that all the Pokemon in Go can only get moves if the main series Pokemon can learn it. So if it's not possible for Ordino to learn a move in the main series, then they're not going to give it to it in Go. So it looks like Penn just looked up what Ordino can actually learn in the main series. Oh, is it? Okay. So a lot of those moves, things that aren't in Go yet at all. Present Pikachu?
I hate this game.
Okay. What are you seeing? Wild Charge, Shadow Ball, Grass Knot. Wow, they are some moves. I'll give you that one. Hey, Leo. So at the moment we've set it on a quintuple counter team, if you just joined us. Yeah, TMable moves do count, I'm pretty sure. Talentino says, "Oh, Rob is always sad." Wow, that I just got to look at your face. That is so screenshotable. Leo, I said quintuple counter.
Why is it giving Muck fucking bite?
Wow. Really?
An acid spray.
Bite and acid spray. What kind of messed up moveset is that?
Okay, something is wrong.
Oh, good, you are moving. Thought that camera had frozen for a second. So it seems so hard to find a team that kind of covers everything.
Champ is the third worst thing for my team to see, and I've seen it in every game.
That's what happens, man. You'll like tomorrow you'll get back into it and you'll see no Machamp for the entire day. That's just how it works. Leo's liking Toxie so far. Politoed seems to be a good safe swap. Lead Charm. Aragon, are you talking to me or Rob? Lead Charm.
I don't have any Charmers.
Roberto. So yeah, Leo, we have definitely been looking at Toxie and Politoed. They are definitely two of our most favoured picks here.
Only thing I can think of.
Boo. Looks like Probopass still loses to Politoed, whether it's got Rock Throw or Spark. Oh, yeah, of course, because of that Earthquake.
I'm missing something. With this matchup, how does Swampert fucking...
Looks like Earthquake is the preferred option, Aura.
If he hits me with one counter, I lose.
Yeah, I was hoping being weak, not resisting the Thunderbolt would flip that matchup, but I was wrong. Yeah, you do get some good matchups with Blizzard, but Earthquake seems to be the better of the two. Yeah, like Zweilous and Man Buzz, they're two that really like having Blizzard. So like any dragon, basically, anything with the flying typing prefers Blizzard. And grass coverage. I don't think there'll be too many grasses, Aura. Unless you see people really wanting to run Razor Leafers, I don't think that's going to happen. Then again, maybe that kind of increases Marowak's viability. Trying to evolve that RPS Triangle Fire Watercrass. Trying to evolve it? Is that the word you're looking for? Avoid. There we go. I thought I had a good one with Probopass, but well, I don't know. Actually, I'm actually still not minding Probo. Because, like, looking at these biggest threats, like, we're getting into some, apart from the Politoed, the rest of these aren't that, oh yeah, you've got a Alolan Ninetales here. I mean, so this isn't the worst set of threats. We've definitely had worse. I'm not minding this. It's got a Glade problem. I feel like Probopass will be better than Lairon, which a lot of people have been talking about. Pretty good. Pretty good. Probopass, no, Politoed's still a problem. So this might be a great opportunity to mention that we at the Aussie Twitch Amigos, at Aussie Twitch Amigos HQ, ignore him, he'll be fine. We will be running a practice tournament on Saturday morning. So 11:30 a.m. my time on Saturday morning. It'll be like Friday night American time. And the idea with this is just pick whatever you think might be good. Just have a play around with it. You don't have to. Oh, good. So you still be up, Aura. You don't have to worry too much about making sure you've got the right team, like a perfect team. Just pick stuff that seems good. Andy is just an Umbreon with wings. You think you'll make it? Have another practice cup on Sunday evening your time. Nice, so you'll be getting a lot of practice in. That was me still assuming that you'll be staying up till past 2 a.m. to play hours. So the 3 Pokemon that we keep on coming back to are the 4 Pokemon that we keep coming back to are Tox, Politoed, Atails, and Marowak. No, whoops. A for safety, A for consistency. Ooh, interesting. So the best pairing for Politoed apparently is Machoke. With Vigoroth second. Or Wiggly. Actually, Atails is probably a better pick because no one's bringing XL Lickitung. And it's got that hard win against as Wireless and Mandibuzz. Then again, if you are bringing Politoed, you're probably going to want the fighting Pokemon just to have a bit more play if your opponent does bring the Abomasnow. Abomasnow will probably be more popular than we'd want it to be. Except Cross Chop is... Okay, so 2 problems with Machoke. Cross Chop is Legacy, and it doesn't have any coverage moves. Mark myself as interested for the practice cup, but if I'm offline not responding at the start of it, don't wait for me. Okay, I'll try and remember that. I'll remember it. So you had a team with Drifblim. What do you think about Drifblim versus Marowak? Yeah, tough choice. Marowak has more coverage. Drifblim is... we were specifically looking at it as a Vig counter. Because Vigoroth, once again, is Bay in this cup. But, like, Marowak still does the job fine. So probably Marowak's a better way to go. Then again, probably more people going to bring Marowak, which means probably more people looking to counter Marowak. Welcome in, DeFi. Good morning from Wisconsin, where it is currently 16 degrees Fahrenheit. Or minus 9 degrees Celsius. Bleh. What have we learned about Labyrinth? Well, are we going to summarize it? So, best picks we've found so far. Most important picks. Politoed, Marowak, Toxicroak, and Atails. Atails, Marowak, and Tox make a good trio core together. It's extremely difficult to find cores that cover everything. This is going to be a very wide open meta, which I love. A lot more things will be viable in this cup than what we've seen in really any other cup before. Aura says, what annoys me about PB Poke is it constantly tries to give you Licky XL counters. We don't want the XL count, the Licky XL counters. We've got a few people asking Rob if he's okay.
I don't remember how to play this game, man.
Do you want to use some auto rec as a palate cleanser?
Oh, I think I'm done for the day.
Alright.
I don't even know what my win con is. I don't know what my swamp is supposed to be. Wow. Any ideas? Just went 2 and 8. And lost,
Yep.
I just lost 100 points in 2 sets.
Yep.
I'm pretty much done.
Alright. Ford says ghost options are Marowak, Frostlass, Jealous, and Drifblim. Hard to pick one. I have not even looked at Frostlass yet, which is an interesting one because we're suggesting it might cover the ghost and ice rolls pretty comfortably. Not too worried about countering Leaky XL because I doubt I'll say yeah. It's gonna be pretty unlikely. Frostlass expert here sadly doesn't belong in this. Really? Okay. Interesting take from the Frostlass fan. I mean, there is no Pokemon at all that gives us more than an F in coverage, so that's fine. You're winning against Diggers, but I mean, you're losing that Lickitung XL matchup, so that's an important one. Regirock's beating you, Registeel's beating you. You're beating Mandibuzz. Interesting, actually, that Frostlass beats Mandibuzz. A-Tails beats you. Both Politoads. You beat Abomasnow. Losing to Marowak. Losing to Wiggly. Obstagoon. Okay, so I'm being more and more convinced of a double counter strategy. Like Obstagoon Tox or Vigoroth Tox. Alakazam Vig. DeFi says, that's sad news for my girl. Yeah, all the girls in PvP are like, no! And a lot of the boys too. I like Frostlass. I'm a massive fan of Frostlass. I am probably going to have to turn that setting off. Sorry, Kokoro. That Streamlabs is being such a jerk to. For those having issues in GBO, I recommend the Train Top Performers tab in PvPoke. Lots of good data to digest. Okay, yep. I haven't looked at much of that, actually. This seems much more fun than the Fast Move Damage Cup that's happening in GBL in February. Interesting. I haven't looked one bit at Love Cup yet. Beats Shadow Machoke. You talking about Frostlass? Dugong. Is Dugong allowed? Ooh, interesting. It is. Score of 89.1. It's going to lose to your counter users. But it's that ice damage that we like. Ooh, alright. I mean, that's the best set of scores that we've... set of grades that we've had for a single Pokemon. You're gaining the Darks. Beats Skarmory. Beats A-Tails. That's a big deal. We also haven't looked at Charm A-Tails. That might be relevant. Ooh, is Melmetal allowed? Glad when your spawn says Frost, Big, Obster, just like Holiday. So double counterline. Let's type that into Team Builder. Takes up 2 big typings though, it does. Oh, and you can't run Big and Obster together because they're both normal. Well, I believe that Frostlass does beat Abomasnow and A9. It's right, Hayden. I'll do it. Dugong or maybe Mantine. If I can avoid Mantine, I will, because it's just so not a fun Pokemon to use. Problem is, I keep thinking like, oh, I've got to use it. All these matchups, I'm gonna win with Mantine. So Love Cup is Charm, Confusion, Counter, Waterfall. Here's the Love Cup. Take a punch to the face. The Machoke Frostlass matchup. Yeah, so Machoke is really held back by not having coverage moves. Razor Leaf Vileplume is an option. Might run Dugong Melmetal as Anti-Flyer. Now, is Melmetal allowed? It is. So that is definitely an option. It could be your Anti-Tails as well. Actually, Melmetal seems like a really interesting one to beat your... How does it... So I want to know how it does against Whack, Tails, and I guess your Darks. Surely it would beat everything but the Whack, and the Whack, like, it can play against. So I'm gonna finish looking at Dugong first. Has superpower for fighters, yeah. Rob, don't feel obligated to stay if you'd rather like go to bed. Happy to have you. It's up to you.
Yeah. No,
What was that?
I'm just not really sure what to do. To be honest.
I mean, we can answer that, but like they'll all sound like shit answers. Rob's like an hour and a half behind me, so it's what 10-ish there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost done.
Yeah, almost 10. $9.38. Right. Inadequance is pretty insistent that you should check your Discord.
Yeah, I'm watching the video right now.
Okay, cool.
He just wants me to run this stupid shit.
He shouldn't be muted. No, he's not muted. He's just talking very quietly.